Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Vic here. Today is May. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, man. It's been a minute, guys. It's been a minute. No, I didn't go on vacation, man. I didn't go on vacation. Yeah, I simply just haven't traded. I miss making videos, man. I'm not gonna lie. I just haven't traded in like almost 2 weeks. Cause the last video I made, y'all seen, I had got the fundeds. I had got funded. But I didn't. Let me pull up my Discord real quick. Like I didn't even think I'd take a trade today. Look, Monday, May 4th, no trade, no trade, no trade, no trade, no trade. So it's like I had nothing to post. So I'm not just gonna make a video. You feel me? No 0 on 0 on a week. Monday, no trade. Tuesday, I thought we was finna get no trade. Um but I ended up taking this a little bit outside my hours. I did like it. Maybe not the best trade considering we are bearish, but let me break down today because I've just been trolled. Like I've just been getting trolled. Like market doesn't want to give me anything, bro. Like this is the longest drought I've had with no trades, but I guess today finally broke that. Um, again, like I don't know if this was the best trade I possibly could have taken, but I did like it enough to take. Um, especially me being as selective as I am. I'm gonna explain why I took it, but anyways, coming into market open, um, my bias was bearish. Like overall higher time frame, we are bullish because again, all time high is just right here, and look at this, like long higher highs, higher highs. You feel me? Um, Overall we are bullish, I would say, but short term, lower time frame, I would say we are bearish. Like from here since yesterday afternoon, we've just been selling off, selling off. I could see it going, I could see market going either way. So for my bias for longs, I wanted to see market initially um open lower, come down, tap this 4 hour gap, then continue higher. Or for shorts, I wanted to see market. I know we had a 1 hour gap right here. But I wanted to see market hit this 1 hour gap since London would have been taken as well before we did sell off, right? Or that's what I was assuming. So coming into market open, we um we actually sell off, and there was a long idea here, this woman IPG, but again, like because we did, like I was fine with taking longs here because we did sweep inside this 15-minute gap and 30-minute gap. And we swept this low, and we already like again, like higher time frame, we are super bullish. Um, so this was a valid trade to take it, but the reason I didn't take it is again, this inverse took out my internal high, and it simply just didn't really look the best. Although there was a 30-second that looked super clean, we reswept these lows then into a 30-second, but I wasn't even focusing on that. If I did end up taking this trade, I think it would have ended up being break even. Stops at body close. This is a big stops too. 1 to 1. Yeah, would have ended up being a break even trade. But now let me go back and break down this short opportunity I was considering taking. I was going to take on the 2 minute, as you can see. We hit this 1 hour gap. This is not the 1 hour gap I wanted initially. But what happens here is we sweep London highs, create a SMT with ES. ES does not sweep London highs. ES doesn't even sweep these highs, right? We already hit this 1 hour gap, right? So it's like before I wanted to see the previous 1 hour get smacked, but now I no longer need to see that, right? And in live time, we get a huge rejection wick. Oh my goodness. In lifetime we get a huge rejection. Like I think I was gonna initially I was looking at this 1 minute IFEG. But then the 2 minute opened up, then I was planning on taking this again. It looks super good. I know we are targeting high resistance liquidity, but just because we were bearish and that's what I initially wanted. I was okay with taking these shorts, but as you can see, the inverse is just it, the just huge displacement, and from there we just start dumping. So from here, all I wanted to see, I wanted to see I knew this 4 hour was not safe, and from the 4 hour, I then wanted to see some type of something like this to then continue higher, because again, like overall higher time frame, we are bullish. Um or I wanted to see some type of continuation shorts, but no 15-minute gap ended up opening up. So my hands were tied. So continuing on, boom, we some people this 5 minute, I'm not gonna lie, this 5 minute IFEG wasn't the worst trade. Swept internal liquidity in a higher time frame gap to then continue lower or higher, I should say. But I don't know, like us taking London SMT at the highs to then try to target that again. I don't know, like this has now also become high resistance liquidity since it is a high in a higher time frame gap, right? Boom. So it was a trade when it wasn't the best trade, but I could understand why one took it if you were super bullish. But anyways, market just dumps. Market dumps. We finally come tap this 4 hour gap. So now what I want to see is I no longer want to just take because old me would have probably just taken something like this, because again, like technically it is correct. We finally come hit this 4 hour, we sweep this previous internal low, right? So we have a sweep of liquidity, we have a new unfilled gap tap into a IFEG, right? But this is not, we have no internal structure, we have nothing we're aiming for. I don't think this is a good trade at all. So what I wanted to see was us to then create some new highs in this leg, come back down, sweep these lows to then continue higher. So come back down, maybe something like this, right? Or just again, just a simple resweep to then go higher, right? That's something I want. That's what I wanted to look for. Also, the reason I do say this is could have been considered a bad trade, quote unquote. Like to me, I still liked it, but hold up. Let me explain that more when we're closer to the trade. Anyways, 5 minute gap tap. I'm sitting here. It's almost 10 a.m. and as y'all know, I try my hardest. Like especially this time around, I want to stick to my rules completely. Also, I've been fading a lot of 5 minute gap taps, which have oh man, if I would have taken some, like I think there's this 1 minute IFEG would have been smooth, but I no longer take, at least on funded, I would not be taking any more 5 minute gap taps. My stats just don't, it for my data, it just doesn't work well for me. So it's like if I know that, why would I continue to take 5 minute gap taps? Anyways, I wait. It's about to be time for me to hop on, but it's like what I wanted to see is about to happen or could possibly happen. So I was okay with extending the time a little bit. I seen this, I was like, dang, like man, I'm not gonna lie, me not taking a trade for like 7 days or 7 trading days was starting to get to me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like I'm just sitting here for 7 days, no opportunities, no chances to make cheese. So it's like I'm thinking about taking some BS like these. Actually, not on this one, but there's a couple times where I just wanted to take some BS, right? Simply just to get a trade out. But I really gotta lock in and know that I can't do that. It doesn't make sense. Anyways, again, to me, this is a failure swing into a sweep of liquidity. We ended up getting that into a sweep of liquidity. And let me show the inverse first. Boom, we push a little lower. We sweep the lows again, re-sweep the lows. Then we have a huge displacing candle into a 1 minute IFEG. To me, this looks uber clean. Now, again, what I was saying previously, you can make the argument that I'm trying to catch a falling knife, as they call it. But again, that's why I didn't take this one. But in my mind, we now have good LR built up, great LR built up. I know that we did have this previous SMT, but again, to me, and the higher time frame being extremely bullish. I mean, we are short-term bearish. I do understand that, but higher time frame being so bullish and me getting somewhat the exact scenario I hope to see to really take longer off. We got this 4 hour gap tap failure swing. I don't want to just take it off the initial inverse. I want to see a resweep of these lows. We end up getting that, giving us good LR low resistance liquidity to now target, because as you can see on the higher time frame, we don't have up until here, there's no high resistance liquidity, right? Which is this 1 hour intermediate high. This is the closest high resistance liquidity versus us. Now this is high resistance liquidity, and my targets aren't as such, if that makes sense, right? So as you can see in this point in time, we get a huge displacing candle. I enter off of here, and I'm not gonna lie, I almost trolled myself. And the reason I say this, break even at this intermediate high, right? It was just obvious place of break even, right? So I'm watching this trade. I'm not gonna lie, we almost got stopped here. God blessed. I'm not gonna lie. God bless. I would have been sick my first trade back after not trading for so long as an L on the fresh accounts. Oh, my fault. Would have been an L. But then I'm not gonna lie, I really had conviction in this play. Like, this displacing candle, we reswept liquidity. We have great LR. And again, I know we are bearish, but I'm hoping, and I know we do have failure swings. We like we're just struggling to make higher highs, and I do understand that, but this is more of a market maker structured trade. Like, I believe that at this point in time we would go back up and rebalance price, since again we are super bullish. But boom. Now at this point in time, I was not really paying attention to ES. This is completely on me, and I was trolling. I don't know. I was just so focused on this trade that I wasn't really looking at ES. Then I looked to my side on ES, and it already took out this point. Let me show y'all. What candle was it? Bro. Right. So at this point in time, ES had already taken out my internal low, my internal high, meaning I should have been break even at this point, but I didn't go break even. Boom, we stop, or we tap my break even. I'm like, dang, because at the point I should have went break even, we're around here. I'm like, dang, if I take a loss on this, that's troll-ish, right? Luckily, market pushes back up to here. We get this close. I go break even at this point, and that ends up saving me a stop out. So glad I paid attention at the end. I really need to just start marking out the same points on each indice, so I don't have to really just think about that. I can just see it visually when one takes out my break even points or TP points or whatever. I can go break even, or I can pull the trade. But yeah, I'm not mad at this trade. Again, like, I understand why it didn't play out. We are bearish, but again, I'm not mad at this trade. I think I'd take it again. Um, yeah, I think I'd take it again. Break even, great displacement, sweep of liquidity. 4 hour gap tap, higher time frame, extremely bullish. Right. So me taking this trade, I'm not too mad at it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just glad I was able to get something off, bro. Glad I was able to get something off. And I'm glad it was at least a break even, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I think I might have crashed. Yeah, I take a loss on the fresh accounts after not trading for 7 days, bro. Like, I would have been blown. But yeah, I'm not mad at that break even trade. Let me show y'all P&L. Let me show y'all accounts. The accounts are a little down simply because, like, I be trying to every morning I test out my copia because I'm not executing on Tradeovate or groups. I'm just using because it's easier to manage the trade when I don't have to do 5 times 5 or whatever. So I just rather use Tradecopia and copy trade like that. But anyway, that's why I'm down like $40 because I be trying to test it out every morning, and the fields be effing me. But essentially break even, like man, I'm glad to be back. Glad to at least take a bid. Glad to be able to post a vid. Um, yeah, that's really all it is. Excited for the summer, back at the crib. Um, yeah, hopefully we got a lot in store. Hopefully we can catch a trade tomorrow. Hopefully, you feel me? Hopefully we can get on a roll. I really want to. I don't know. I don't even know if I really want to say. I want to go on a run, bro. I really want to go on a run. Like I need it. I need a run, bro. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I'm not gonna yap too much. Um, Super excited for the rest of the week. Already 2 trading days down. We have 3 trading days in the rest of the week. Hopefully we're given opportunities. If not, we'll sit on our hands again. Sucks to be sitting on our hands so many times, but it is what it is. Anyways, that's all. We finna be rich as shit. There's no doubt about that. We finna make money, bro. Like, thank you, God. Like, I know it's coming, bro. It's just a matter of time, man. Anyways, that's all. Why you Vic out, bro? I love y'all.